Hi, everybody. My name's Kike. I'm not a movie expert by any means, and I haven't touched my guitar in a few weeks, but I have had the same opinion about Something in the Way and this new Batman movie since the trailer. And, I'm tired of not expressing it, and these takes might be super basic too, but whatever, dude. I want to share my thoughts. And I love this movie so much. I want to see it again. And you can't stop me from making this video. I'm too happy. I'm the opposite of Robert Pattinson in this movie. Just a heads up, I'm not going to spoil the movie, so feel free to watch this in a safe way. Because I hate spoilers, and I would love to wear a mask and punch people in the face who spoil stuff. So why do I think Something in the Way and the Batman are perfect for each other? So first things first, I actually want to get into the band Nirvana and mostly Kurt Cobain and compare them and how I think they're actually kind of similar in how we see them on surface level. So Nirvana is emo adjacent. There's a definite path to listening to Nevermind and then going straight to La Dispute. I think Nirvana isn't too emo though. They are still rocky, they're catchy, but they're raw, right? Because most of their songs at most usually have drums, bass, guitar, and vocals. And I think that works really well for this version of Batman. And whether you love it or not, this is the most emo Batman has ever been. And I think in the best way. Batman's always worn makeup for the eye holes, Kurt Cobain and Robert Pattinson both have this long hair look, the sad boy feel. So it's just amazing how many comparisons you can make just physically. I think also this version of Batman is emo, but not too emo for general audiences. He wears the makeup, he's got long hair, but he'll beat the shit out of you. He's kind of jacked. Not too jacked though. And if I've learned anything, girls like sad boys. And I'm so happy. Bruce and Kurt Cobain also deal with mental health issues. Tragically, Kurt Cobain committed suicide. This version of Bruce does not care about living. He just wants to complete his mission. To an extent, he knows it's kind of impossible. So he's putting himself in danger every night. In a way, save his parents, right? But very reckless shit. It's really sad to see. So we can get into the song. Kurt Cobain is singing very softly in the intro, right? Almost mumbling to himself. That's kind of his vocal style. But it also reminds me of how Bruce is a person of few words. He really speaks only when he has something to say. We're not going to dive into music theory or anything like that, but I just wanted to point out that the only two chords in Something in the Way is E and C. And E is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes apart from C. And in the Batman theme by Michael Giacchino, it's B to F. Check this out. This is also 5 notes apart. So if I were to play Something in the Way, and I can play the main 2 chords from Michael Giacchino's thing, and they're just very similar riffs, just in different keys. I'm not saying anybody ripped anybody off. You can't just rip someone off from 2 chords. I don't know if Michael Giacchino wrote that Batman theme and then just noticed that Something in the Way fit that, or I don't know if it was inspired by Something in the Way. I just thought that was very, very cool though. And it's just another example of musically it fits in with what the Batman is trying to say. Next thing I'm going to get into are the lyrics. So the first lyric ever of the song is underneath the bridge. So I think it depicts living on the streets, being a creature of the city. And in Kurt Cobain's sense, I think he's talking about being homeless. I don't know if that's his personal experience or he's just writing a story. This version of Batman does not really do anything at his house other than do detective technology shit and sleep. Probably most of his time is spent on the streets of rainy Gotham at night. I think that fits so well, right? Because Batman is always hiding in the shadows. Of course, at some point, he's going to be underneath some kind of bridge. And the animals I've trapped have all become my pets. This really reminds me of how the Batman in the beginning is beating the shit out of all these criminals, taking them to jail. And it's you could see it as almost this really dark, version of taking someone to prison, right? Like maybe considering like criminals animals, and pets, because they're in cages, right? They're in prison and or Arkham Asylum. That's a very dark way to interpret it. That is the first thing I thought of when I saw those lyrics, and that might say a lot about me. And maybe I need to go to Arkham Asylum, but obviously this is a story about the Batman going through a journey of becoming a hero. This isn't just the Batman being a fucking psycho. I think these lyrics and that interpretation of what the lyrics could mean for the Batman fits much better with how Batman sees the world at first. And of course, we have the lyrics "something in the way." I haven't looked too deep into Nirvana lore. Like the lyrics speak to me like, oh, there's always something in the way of my happiness, of my safety. And you know what? It could be me. Right? It could be my mental health. And I feel the same way for Bruce. I mean, he has everything he could possibly want to be happy on a surface level, right? He's got money, he's got looks, he's strong, he's smart. But his grief and his duty to keep everyone safe in Gotham is in the way of like him finding love, of him just fucking not getting stabbed one night. So Robert Pattinson is also 35 years old. So this version of Bruce Wayne probably grew up in the 90s. And I'm just guessing here, but he was probably 10 years old when he lost his parents. This album would have been out for a while by then. I'm sure when he hit dark times, he probably went to this type of music to feel better. All right, those were my thoughts. If you like this video, that's cool. Do whatever you want. Have a good one.